Ever since I unwittingly recited the original Humpty Dumpty verse from an ancient text, my reflection has become a doorway for a specter from my childhood to terrorize my every waking and dreaming moment. I had always been fascinated by nursery rhymes, their verses echoing through my childhood. Humpty Dumpty in particular had always sparked my interest. A jovial egg perched precariously on a wall. It seemed an innocent enough character, one that had been immortalized in countless storybooks and cartoons. However, as a historian, my curiosity often led me down less traveled paths, seeking the truths hidden beneath layers of time and interpretation. One such journey led me to a secluded monastery, a place whispered about in academic circles, rumored to house an ancient book containing the original Humpty Dumpty verse. A sense of foreboding filled the air as I traced the faded lines of the text, the archaic language curling around me like wisps of ancient smoke. The verse, it seemed, was a summoning. Unaware of the impending nightmare, I recited the ancient rhyme out loud. No sooner had the last word echoed in the cold stone chamber, the once jovial character from my childhood made his horrifying entrance. Humpty Dumpty, the spectral figure with hollow eyes and a jagged, broken smile, was no longer confined to the realm of innocent nursery rhymes. He existed in my reality, his haunting visage appearing in every mirror, every reflective surface. His disembodied laughter sent chills down my spine, a sinister echo that haunted my dreams. Sleep became a luxury I could ill afford. Each time I closed my eyes, I was greeted by his cold touch and heard his whispering voice, a chilling reminder of my grim reality. My days blurred into a constant state of terror, and my nights were filled with the agonizing anticipation of his visit. As my health deteriorated and my mind teetered on the brink of sanity, I realized that the historian in me had been consumed, replaced by a man tormented by a nursery rhyme's spectral apparition. Driven to the edge, I decided to destroy the book, hoping that the flames would consume my tormentor as they devoured the pages. But as the book turned to ash, Humpty's manic laughter echoed around me. His distorted face appeared in the billowing smoke, eyes gleaming with malevolent delight. The fire had not dispelled my nightmare. It had only fueled his sadistic amusement. Time lost its meaning as weeks bled into months. I was a captive in my own life, ensnared by an entity birthed from a nursery rhyme, an entity I had unwittingly summoned. I attempted to share my harrowing experience with others, but my pleas for help were dismissed as the incoherent ramblings of a man lost in ancient texts and solitude. Yet it wasn't madness that plagued me. It was a tangible terror, a dark presence that existed in the periphery of everyone else's vision. Humpty Dumpty, my childhood companion, had morphed into my relentless tormentor. I had unveiled a truth, a dark secret buried beneath the playful verses of a nursery rhyme. My fate mirrored that of Humpty Dumpty's. I had taken a great fall, but there were no king's men to put me back together. I write this now, not as an account of my scholarly pursuits, but as a warning, a desperate plea. Stay away from the ancient verses, the nursery rhymes of old. They hold secrets, dark and dangerous, keys to doors best left locked. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and I fell with him. I was pulled into a realm of ceaseless horror, a world from which there seems to be no escape. Do you dare to speak the verse? Do you dare to summon Humpty Dumpty? Do you dare to uncover the horrifying truth hidden beneath the innocent veneer of a children's rhyme? I did, and it was the gravest mistake of my life. The price of my curiosity was a life steeped in terror, haunted by a vengeful nursery rhyme character. Beware the nursery rhymes, for they are not just idle words sung to soothe children. They may hold horrors beyond comprehension. Beware Humpty Dumpty, for he is not what he seems. He is a harbinger of terror, a spectral figure masquerading as an innocent character in a playful rhyme. And most of all, beware curiosity. It may lead you down a path from which there is no return. As I pen these words, I am locked in a desperate struggle against time and fear. Who will save me from this relentless nightmare? Who will banish Humpty Dumpty back to the realm of benign nursery rhymes? Who will restore sanity to my shattered world? As the clock strikes midnight again, I am filled with a chilling dread. The answer, I fear, is no one. The question of my salvation, like Humpty's eerie smile, is an enigma shrouded in uncertainty. Am I doomed to endure this horror forever? Forever trapped in Humpty's vengeful gaze? Only time will tell. As I wait for the clock to strike midnight again, I can't help but wonder, will I ever be free of Humpty Dumpty's terror? Or am I doomed to live out my days in a world where a nursery rhyme character wields unimaginable terror? The answer, much like the question, is shrouded in uncertainty. The only certainty is the terror that grips me each time I see my reflection, each time I hear the faint echo of a nursery rhyme. The terror that Humpty Dumpty is always watching, always waiting. The terror that I may never be free of his haunting presence. My tale is a chilling reminder that some things are better left untouched, some truths better left buried. As I face another sleepless night in the monastery, another night of terror, I can only hope that my warning will serve as a beacon for those who dare to tread the path of curiosity. Beware the nursery rhymes, for you never know what horror they might unleash. Beware Humpty Dumpty, for he is not what he seems. And most of all, beware curiosity. It may lead you down a path from which there is no return. Ever since the townsfolk started disappearing, we've all come to fear the haunting melody of Baa Baa Black Sheep and the black wool that seems to be at the heart of our terror. Baa Baa Black Sheep was a nursery rhyme that once brought joy to my childhood. But it took a sinister turn when I moved to Brindlewood, a small town shrouded in mystery. Nestled between dense woods and foggy hills, Brindlewood was known for its sheep farming. But the seemingly idyllic town had an eerie undertone that was hard to ignore. The whispers of an old legend about a black sheep named Ebony was the heartbeat of this town. Ebony, with her glossy black wool, was a spectacle amidst the sea of white sheep in Brindlewood. Owned by a grizzled old man named Walter, Ebony was treated more like a family member than a farm animal. Walter was protective of Ebony, so much so that the whispers around town suggested there was something more to their bond than met the eye. That winter, something strange began to happen. Sheep farmers started disappearing without any trace. At first it was dismissed as coincidence, but when the disappearances started extending to other townsfolk, panic set in. Whispers started circulating, connecting the strange incidents with Ebony, suggesting that her black wool was a harbinger of something much more sinister. Walter, however, remained dismissive of these rumors. He vehemently defended Ebony, assuring everyone that she was just a sheep, incapable of such horrors. But the fear in the town was palpable. The shadows seemed darker, the nights longer, and the quiet more deafening. The day Walter was found dead in his home marked the peak of this fear. His lifeless hands clutched tufts of black wool, and his eyes held a terror that chilled even the bravest souls. The sight was enough to send the town into hysteria. Their fear of the unknown turned into rage, and the townsfolk, convinced of Ebony's involvement, set out to find her. But Ebony had vanished. As days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, the search for Ebony continued, but she remained elusive. Her mysterious disappearance, much like the unexplained vanishing of the townsfolk, added another layer to the growing legend of the black sheep. Brindlewood is now a shell of its former self. The once bustling town is now eerily quiet, its streets deserted and houses empty. The disappearances stopped after that dreadful winter, but the town never recovered. The memory of the missing townsfolk and the haunting image of Walter clutching Ebony's black wool is etched in the minds of those who remain. Baa Baa Black Sheep now carries a dreadful weight in Brindlewood. The once cheerful nursery rhyme is now a chilling ballad that recounts the town's horrifying past. It serves as a reminder of the terror that once gripped the town and of the black sheep that was at the center of it all. As I walk the deserted streets of Brindlewood, past the silent houses and the empty sheep farms, I feel a chill run down my spine. The echoes of Baa Baa Black Sheep follow me, a grim reminder of the chilling legend of Ebony. Despite the passing of time, one question remains. Where is Ebony now? Her disappearance remains a mystery, much like the fate of the missing townsfolk. The legend of Ebony, the Black Sheep, is a horrifying tale that has forever changed the perception of the nursery rhyme. But in the chilling silence of Brindlewood, I can't help but wonder, Was it all just a strange coincidence? Or is there a more sinister truth hidden within the innocent lines of Baba Black Sheep? And if there is, what does that mean for Ebony and for the town of Brindlewood? Old Mother Hubbard was a nursery rhyme that once filled my childhood with laughter. The tale of the old woman, her dog, and the bare cupboard seemed comical, almost absurd. However, when I relocated to a tiny town known as Ashford, nestled within a dense, almost impenetrable forest, my perception of Mother Hubbard changed forever. The town of Ashford was as quaint as they come, a cluster of houses with a population that could be counted on two hands. It was the kind of place where everyone knew everyone else, where each person had a story to tell, and the most popular of those stories was that of the real old Mother Hubbard, a woman named Agatha. Agatha was a recluse, living in an old, creaking house on the outskirts of town, far removed from the main cluster of homes. The townsfolk would often whisper about her, speaking of her in hushed tones, of how she lived alone with an unusually large number of dogs, though no one had ever laid eyes on them. They warned me to stay away from her house, especially once nightfall descended, whispering tales of strange occurrences and inexplicable happenings. Curiosity, however, is a powerful motivator. One evening, as the sun was setting, casting long shadows that danced in the gentle breeze, I found myself standing at the gate of Agatha's house. It was an imposing structure, with weathered walls and darkened windows, the air around it heavy with an unexplainable eeriness. I knocked on the front door, but there was no response. Just as I was turning to leave, I heard a low growl behind me. I whipped around to see a large dog standing at the gate. Its eyes glowed in the fading light, its gaze fixed on me. I backed away slowly, my heart pounding against my ribs. As I retreated, a faint whisper carried over the wind, chilling me to the bone. Empty. So empty. I turned back towards the house, but there was no sign of anyone. The house remained silent, its secrets hidden within. The words echoed in my head as I made my way back home, the eerie silence amplifying their impact. That night, I was plagued by disturbing dreams. I was inside Agatha's house, standing before an empty cupboard, the sound of whimpering dogs filling the air. Suddenly, a cold hand rested on my shoulder, causing me to turn around. It was Agatha, her eyes hollow, her voice a rasping whisper repeating those same haunting words. I woke up drenched in sweat, the dream still vivid in my mind. The following day, news of Agatha's death swept through Ashford. I was told she was found in her house, sprawled in front of an empty cupboard. There were no dogs to be found. The coincidence was unsettling, leaving me with a sense of dread that I couldn't shake off. In the wake of Agatha's death, the town grew quieter. The whispers about her house grew louder, with some claiming to hear the sound of whimpering dogs late into the night. The nursery rhyme of old Mother Hubbard took on a darker tone in Ashford, a chilling reminder of the old woman and her unseen dogs. Now, when I walk the silent streets of Ashford under the moonlit sky, I can't help but feel a shiver run down my spine as the echoes of "empty, so empty" resonate in the wind. The tale of Agatha, the real old Mother Hubbard, serves as a chilling testament to the darker side of seemingly innocent nursery rhymes and the eerie realities that may lurk beneath their surface. As the shadows lengthen and the horrors of our tales fade into the darkness, we implore you, dear viewers, to embrace the sinister mysteries that await. If our bone-chilling revelations have sent a shiver down your spine, don't keep it to yourself. Like our video, subscribe to our channel, and join our legion of thrill-seekers hungry for more. But beware, for with each click, you invite the darkness to seep further into your world. And as you contemplate the end of this chapter, a haunting question lingers. Will you dare to click on the video before you delving deeper into the realm of nightmares? The choice is yours.